Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this Monday Sitrep. Today is the 26th of June, 2023. Wow, time just flies by. So we just passed the longest day of the year in terms of sunlight, at least for the northern hemisphere. So if you're tuning in from down under or South Africa, for example, then it's probably quite the opposite for you guys now. For us, it's very nice weather, very warm, a little too dry, but yeah, I guess that's the way the world is changing, huh? Anyway, we're here to talk about the charts. And I'm just gonna make sure the sound is good. Okay, thank you, Arnold, for confirming that. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this out over here. Boom, there we go, nice. All right, sound is good. Let's see who is in the house already. Hey, Paul, hey, Arnold. How are you guys doing? Thanks for tuning in. And Marius is here, Lazarus is here, Auta Trex. Welcome, welcome. Sam is here as well. Ragdogs, Victor-san. Ooh, I think I know who you are. How are you, mate? All right. How about we get into it, huh? Last week was, of course, a pretty crazy week for the crypto markets. So I'm gonna have to say for this year, can we turn out the lights? Yeah, it's already at the max, actually. Hey, it looks fine on my end. I think I need to get more lights, which is, of course, extremely annoying, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, so the, what was I saying? Last week was pretty crazy. The crypto markets kind of stole the show from the legacy markets, which I'm also trading very often. And yeah, I'm really enjoying them very much. This year has been fantastic. And many times where maybe Bitcoin was just going sideways, doing absolutely nothing for days and days. There were fantastic trades to be taken on SPX, on the Nasdaq, on stocks, on gold, oil, even. Basically the beauty about all of this stuff, of this technical analysis, is that you can apply it to any market, so that you're not just waiting for one thing to do something. You can wait for several things to do something. But yes, you are spending most of your time waiting. I did post that. I retweeted that post last week, and I can totally relate. You spend 99, or the feeling that you have is that you spend 99% of the time waiting for your trade entry, and actually that 1% hitting the button. Yeah, so it is a game of patience, that's for sure. All right, enough patience from you guys now. This is the monthly view on Bitcoin. That's how we're going to start. Bitcoin first, then we're going to jump to quick look at Apple and SPX, so S&P 500. Then the US dollar index, DXY. Then an inverse pair to trade. That's the one I'm using, EURUSD. So the two are very nice to keep track of. And then we're going to finish up with Ethereum USD. Yeah, so starting with crypto, ending with crypto. And I think that's going to cover the time for today. Yeah. So this is the monthly chart on Bitcoin. This is how I like to start my week. And actually on a daily basis, I want to see this just to remind myself of where we are, but especially on Mondays. So Monday, for me especially, because I disconnect on weekends. I don't want to see charts. I don't want to trade. I don't want to even think about it. Even though, of course, in the back of your mind, you're still working through all the trades that happened last week, or all the situations that you were in, perhaps, and maybe already without you even realizing it, working on what could be next. So this is very important on Mondays to challenge any previous biases. Yeah, and it might seem like an annoying thing to do, but this is actually how I personally come up with new ideas. How I often notice, oh, that's new, that wasn't there before. I need to maybe adjust my plan to reflect the new information, because this is ever changing. So you can't just be like, okay, that's I'm going to view it like this for 5 weeks and that's it. No, you have to be able to adapt. So big high time frame. Actually, I already drew it. Let me just see if I can pop it up here somewhere. Was it this one? No, not that one. No, not that one. Okay, we're starting well here. Fine. Oh, I drew it on Ethereum. That's why. So this is one pivot that we can already keep in mind. This is an interesting one because it was the support from 2 years ago, June 2021. 2 years ago. Jeez, man. Hasn't been that long. And yeah, we're above it again. All right. So that's very interesting. More of a bullish statement. If we look at the monthly candle as it is now, it has spent quite a big part of the month as a red candle, right? And going lower and lower. And we had that nice wedge, falling wedge idea play out last week. I'm going to show you that in a second as well, just to recap. And we have, or the price has been able to beat the monthly open and turn the candle not just a little green, but very green. And you might already notice that we're beyond this monthly level here. Yeah. So, okay, that alert we don't need anymore. Might as well delete it now. That was, as it was passing that, it was a fantastic take profit level for long positions, at least for me. And these are the other monthly levels that I have on the chart, of course, very far away. Because, well, it's not that often that you make monthly levels, but already interesting enough that we are above this one here, above 29.2. And we have 4 days and 16 hours left in the month. So if price can stay above it, that would be a more bullish statement. Because it would be above this monthly level, which, look at that, coincides, with that support. In other words, we would be flipping this previous resistance to support. And that's a big statement. Right? Why? Well, because if you close a monthly candle here, and maybe next month we go down and backtest it as support, ideally, it doesn't have to happen, but it's always nice. Even if it goes through it a little bit, as long as the month can then reverse and keep pushing up, well, then you basically open, geez, that looks ugly. That you open up the path for the next one, for the next monthly level, just from a monthly candle perspective, yeah? Because there are no monthly levels of resistance until 45K. Okay, so that's a pretty interesting statement from this perspective. So looking a lot better than at the beginning of the month from a bullish perspective. And one thing we can keep an eye on or make a note of is that the standing yearly high we had for 2023 here from April has been beaten already, and price has pulled back from that. Yeah, so kind of like a swing failure pattern. Price tries to go beyond it, but then ends up pulling back. Is this the beginning of a reversal? Perhaps it is. Perhaps it isn't. But from a monthly candle perspective, we will need to wait at least this week and see how next month starts up. So probably a couple of weeks, because it's high time frame. It doesn't, it takes a while for these things to crystallize. If we look at at a weekly candle perspective, also very interesting. And let me see if I have the level in here. There you go. That's an interesting statement as well, because that was our weekly level of resistance from April, and look at where last week's candle closed. That's why it's always nice to refresh your chart on Mondays, because this is a very interesting statement too. This is basically saying it's a weekly candle close above a weekly level of resistance, okay? And it is also the highest weekly candle close that we've had for over a year, since May, since here. Yeah, this is where that candle closed, that's where that closed, and everything was lower. In other words, a new kind of local record if you view the past year's history. Of course, not everything, because price was higher too. And now the first thing that has happened so far, Monday, we just started the week, is that price pulled back a little bit and already found its way back above the weekly level. This could be considered a back test, right? In other words, revisiting that level from the other side. Yeah. First, we came to the level as resistance, or was created as resistance. Price pulls back, comes back up here, and now is attempting. We'll see. Yeah. In the end, if we're looking at weekly candles, we're going to have to wait the entire week. Is attempting to reclaim it, and then what? Well, then push higher, right? That's usually what you do. Can also range for a while. That's another thing. But of course, we've had a very, very impulsive week last week. Yeah, it's actually interesting to see, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and I guess you could count this one too, 14 weeks of price action that have been around this area. And this just traveled through all of it. Yeah. Any shorts that were standing in the way got destroyed. Unless, of course, you were just scalping, quick in and out, that's fine. If you're already at that level, that's fantastic. But it was definitely much easier to be in long positions last week. Yeah. So this week, of course, question mark, is this going to keep going or not? I'm going to go ahead and use this little intermezzo here to just jump on that wedge idea again. That was the wedge idea that we were looking at already since the 16th of June. That's yeah, that's when I started thinking, oh, well, look at that. That looks very interesting. So it's a falling wedge, right? And it gets very interesting when you, well, we made a short video about this. When it breaks out of the wedge, right? Of course, this was not just a falling wedge. Yeah, there were other things around here going on too. There's a swing failure pattern at the lows. There's shorts being trapped. There's double distribution patterns. You know, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can look at. But it helps you schematically to change your bias. Yeah, because you feel like, okay, it's bearish, downtrend, down, down. Fine, that's fine, as long as it lasts. And this is one of those things where you're like, ooh, something's weird, something's off. Yeah, and this is when you need to be flexible with your ideas. Yeah, is it really okay to keep shorting? Initially, perhaps so, but at some point you just gotta say, all right, man, we're just leaving this range behind, leaving that range behind. We're establishing, or price is gaining acceptance higher, and higher. Yeah, up, sideways, up a lot, sideways, up a lot, sideways. So there's a pattern going on, right? And this is something that can give you a nice heads up. Yeah, so let's say from around here, you're already paying attention. That's almost 20% to the upside that it reached. Yeah, and might be the beginning of much more. We'll see. That's but that was just a bit of a recap about that wedge idea. I don't use wedges that often, to be honest, but this one was kind of nice. It reminded me of two more that I have used in the past that were absolutely excellent in the way they played out. And yeah, I wanted to show you the daily levels as well. Let's see. Ooh, that's interesting. There is that one as support. It's a bit of a shame that we haven't tapped that one. Let's just say that it would have been much nicer for price to actually reach this one and then bounce up. Yeah, so it feels like, are you going to come back here again or what? Yeah. So now we have a bit of a discrepancy in this sense, but okay, we'll see. One thing you can do, or I am doing, that's my plan for today, basically, before I get into complicated order flow analysis and all that fancy pants stuff that confuses most people, but it can be very useful once you get the hang of it. Is you can basically just divide these little local ranges we have around the 30K area. Very interesting area. Why? Because every time price drops below it and you see a 2 in front of the price, you're like, oh my God, we're going to 20K. But if you see a 3 in front of the price, you think, oh my God, we're going to 40K. Yeah, so it's a very fantastic way to mess with people's heads by dancing around this price level. Yeah, so you can imagine long, shorts, all opening in the wrong places, getting stopped out, liquidated. So it's an area where, you know, you can step back a little bit and see where see how the cookie crumbles and then decide. Yeah. So very interesting. That would be our little lower range from the 21st. That was last Wednesday up to Friday. Then we have our little weekend action, or end of Friday, going into Saturday, going into Sunday. A little dip already in the early hours today during Asia session, or early hours for me. And now above the weekly level again. So you can already see that this level is this weekly level is a nice way for you to orient yourself and say, all right, more bearish, more bullish, right? What would be more bearish? It's very simple. Going below the weekly again, going back to this range, and then losing that range as well, backtesting as resistance, and continuing lower. Yeah, so you start changing the geometry of the chart. Yeah, you're initially very impulsive move, right? That kind of fizzles out, and then you start moving down. That would be more bearish. Okay. What would be more bullish? Well, just to continue in this range, flip that one to support and take off again. Yeah. So these are the main possibilities that you have: up, down, or sideways. Sideways is very nice. Why? Because you can trade range low to range high to range low. Okay, deviation, but maybe now up to range high to range low, etc., etc. Yeah. So you can keep taking short, long, short, long, short, long, independently of whether this is going to continue higher or not. So that's the beauty of sideways price action. It's actually a good thing, and 80% of the time markets are doing this. So the sooner you learn how to trade this, the better. Unbiased, and that's exactly how I'm starting the week. No, that's not exactly true. I do have a bit of a slight bias to the upside. But I am also aware that this is an area where a turnaround is possible. Yeah, it's just that specific little statements. Yeah, what we looked at on the monthly candle, what the weekly candles are doing. These are, statements, and they cannot be ignored, in my opinion. So what if this weekly level is now being flipped to support? Where can we, or where could price go next? Right? Very important. Let's find another weekly level of resistance. This one is below us, right? That's the one that's been flipped. Nothing, 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 nothing here. That one was already tapped, 46. So the untapped one, or the next fresh one, is 50K. What? 50K? Yeah, 50K. So you would have something like this. Yeah. So this is a huge fixed range pull from the past 3 years. And of course, that's the juicy part right there, that value area low. Yeah, that value area low, which is pretty much that low pivot from June. You see how things are just lining up very nicely. So as long as 28K, which was, or should be still, the point of control of this upper range, as long as that holds as support, right? Then you can say this range is open for business, and a rotation of this big, big, big upper part of the chart would be, well, there you go, monthly level, big fat point of control, golden pocket, weekly level of resistance, there's your 50K. And if it goes higher, then value area high, 786, and another monthly level up here at 61. Yeah. So basically, this could be the beginning of a rotation to 50K. All right. That's also something you have to keep in mind. So don't be too happy about I got a swing short entry, because yeah, we'll see about that. Could be, but also could not be. The easy thing for shorts now is that, of course, your stop loss goes above the high, which is extremely obvious, and everybody who is shorting basically has only that choice left, or these highs here. So it's very easy to stop them out before a possible reversal, or before just price continuing, right? But on the other hand, it's very close, and you have a nice possibility of reversing the week before. But for that, I'm personally going to say, you know what? We just started the week. Yeah. London is online already, London Stock Exchange. The next one I want to see is, of course, New York. It's my favorite session. And I want to see how the action develops. Yeah. From a daily time frame, well, it doesn't look so hot because we created a daily level of resistance from Friday to Saturday. Sunday backtested it as resistance, moved lower. Today so far moving lower, right? So it's not super bullish. On the other hand, it hasn't really nothing dramatic has happened. Yeah, nothing has been lost. Or significant support has not been lost. So for now, it remains a bit more bullish, right? And yeah, I'm just interested to see, to be honest, I'm just going to keep it easy like this and see what's going on. You know, the early heads up would be to start, spending more time down here, flipping that to resistance. Okay, then it's more bearish. Fine, great. Yeah. So I guess a slight bias to the upside still. And if I look at what I have right now here on the screen, I mean, value area low above the weekly level. Well, Jesus, man, well, value area high is next, right? Just rotating the range, nothing more. All right. I think that's enough for Bitcoin right now. Let me see if I had something juicy in here to show you. Oh, yeah. This was the 23rd Friday, where we had a volume versus time discrepancy on the TPO profile. That's time price opportunity, not toilet paper, as I've heard some people think that it is. Yeah, and it's another way of displaying data, basically, yeah, time-based, but also combining it with a volume profile to have both and see if they're all in line. This was not in line, and took a few days and over the weekend, but that difference has now been reconciled because price revisited that old time point of control. So that's very nice. Got a bit of a reaction here. That would be your point of control from yesterday, from Sunday, 36, yeah. And then you've got basically your standing highs. Of course, in this impulsive move up, a whole bunch of inefficiencies, single prints, negative points of control have been left to the downside, which is, of course, something to keep in mind. If price begins to flip everything to resistance, then these are nice possible targets. Yeah, and there's that 28K. Remember that I mentioned that already. That's something that perhaps, yeah, maybe next month. That would be better. close the month up here, backtest next month to somewhere around here. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, if there's enough demand, then maybe we don't even get there. What about here? What is this? The daily? That's 28 again, huh? Yeah. Exactly. So a bit higher would reach the points of control of the weekend. Basically, this is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. So this is your current resistance. If you expect more bullish upside, this is your gatekeeping level right now. That one, yeah, 30,600, 30,800. That's the area where so far price has been struggling to stay above. Yeah. If you see this flipped to support, in other words, price going higher and beep, 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 working its way up, then it's a lot more bullish. Yeah. So locally, you could say it's a bit more bearish. Okay. Victor, remember the special announcement about the Bybit giveaway? Oh yeah, thanks guys. I always forget these things. The special announcement is that, I think we posted it in the chat. Oh yeah, there's the pin message at the top. So you can see the affiliate link with Bybit. So if you use that, you get discounts on fees, you get discounts on deposits, and now there's also a giveaway running where a lucky winner will be picked, and you can get between 500 and 1,000 USDT, just like that. Yeah. So just yeah, one-time giveaway kind of thing. And it probably won't be the last one. So how about that? Did you like that? All right, let's jump to the next assets because we've been talking long enough about crypto and I want to look at the other stuff too. So how about this? This is a nice one about market structure. Yeah, clean chart once again. Why? Because you really don't need anything on this chart to understand what's going on. Where's price going? Well, up. Yeah, I think we can all agree on that. And how is it doing that? It's pushing higher and then retracing a bit lower, but this low is higher than the previous low. Then it's pushing higher again, and the next low is higher, and the next high is higher. So higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and you can continue on and on and on. So is this weak? Is this bearish? Is this scary? No. Yeah. So whatever is going on in the world, of course, can influence price as well. Yeah, sure. But keep in mind that what you see on the chart is in the end what counts. Yeah, those are the facts. There's no speculation here. This is just the data that is there. Of course, this only shows up to last Friday because the New York Stock Exchange is not open yet, right? So today we don't know what's in store, of course. Nobody knows. And that's the pre-market data. In other words, it's going to open pretty much where it closed. Yeah, no gaps or anything weird. And it's bullish. Yeah. What does a bearish chart look like? It looks like this. Exactly the opposite. Yeah. Down, 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 a downtrend. So this is an uptrend. Yeah. Now we can add some lines to that for context. That is our former all-time high, right, on Apple, which was made here on January 2022. So price has managed to travel all the way back here. And that's a weekly candle once again, since we're planning the week ahead. And look at what it did last week. Yeah. It backtested this former all-time high as support, moved higher and made a new high. So there's nothing bearish here. Okay, there is nothing bearish here. This is making new all-time highs in price discovery mode. Yeah, so these are things, when this starts to happen, these are things that I do not want to short. I do not want to short. Yeah, maybe for a scalp, maybe for a day trade, but it's definitely against the trend for now. Yeah. Start losing levels like this and all monthly levels and stuff like that, then it's a different story. But for now, I don't see any weakness. All right. So that's something to keep in mind. So as one of the biggest stocks in the world. So what about the index? What about the S&P 500? Actually, I wanted to look at this one. There you go. That's where I have the stuff ready for you. This one, after... let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, just blasting up like crazy, is now very, very close to this super juicy area of resistance around 4,500. Yeah. So a little bit higher could still be possible. And then you've rotated basically the entire range. What I mean by that, well, it's the fixed range pull from here, from the Corona low to now. And you can see that's your value area low, this blue line here. And this upper one here is your value area high. And since October 2022, it's been working its way up, managed to flip this huge point of control to support. Yeah, you can see resistance, 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 can't get past it, can't get past it, finally does, starts closing weekly candles. These are high time frame candles above it. Yeah, flips it to support and takes off again. That's how you flip a level. Yeah, high time frame. So not on a 15-minute, not on a 5-minute chart. This takes time. And now, for the first time in weeks, pull back last week. So far this week, it seems like it wants to pull back a bit more as well. And a fresh level of resistance has been created where there was nothing before from a weekly candle perspective, okay? So we say, oh, this more bearish. Yeah. Locally, perhaps, yes. And this is the old weekly level that is so far away, 4,281. So supposedly you could come back here, backtest it as a support again and go for another high, maybe, yeah. So how does that help us for this week? So far it's pulling back. However, the New York Stock Exchange is not open. So this for me is preliminary information that is not really that valuable. So what is the most important pivot for today for me? Oops, not that one, this one, the previous week low, yeah. This is already taking out any stop losses that were placed under here. And then I want to mark a weekly open as well. Boop, just like that. Very, very important things to keep track of. Boom. And then let's see what happens. I'm ready to go. What? With just 2 lines? Yeah, man. Just 2 lines. That's the big golden pocket down here. That's that orange stuff. And locally, yes. Downtrend, right? Down, 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 down. Bloop. Flip to, that's the new resistance level that has been created. Down, 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 down. Yeah. Just like Apple, but the other way around, right? So it definitely looks more bearish. So you would think, okay, shorts are favored because the downtrend is like this, at least locally. So what would we need to see for a reversal? Well, this direction needs to turn like this and then turn like that, which takes time, right? That just takes time. So you would need to build a sideways kind of range, then maybe take the lows and then start working your way back up. And there's your weekly level, okay? So that's what could be in store for this week, something like that perhaps. But it's going to take time. And I need at least today's session to see if this is something that that's in the works or not. What's the alternative? Or just downtrend and continuing down, right? Am I going to short when it's breaking down? Absolutely not. Never, ever. No, thank you. I don't do breakout trades. So I would have to wait for price to move higher, reach some sort of a resistance, get rejected, and then that's a possible short entry, but not when it's breaking down, especially not below the previous week low like that. Okay. Does that make sense? So that would be the idea I'm playing around with. Also going to keep track, of course, on this beast, which is looking nothing like the bigger index. And it's just having a fantastic time up here. You know? And it's not the only stock that's made new all-time highs. So, all right. What's the US dollar doing? The US dollar. Look at that, huh? 1 line on the chart, and it's just all you need, isn't it? At least as long as we're close to it. Weekly candles again. 2 weeks ago, pulled back to this yearly level as support. Last week also went down, went below the previous week low, pushed back up. So it found support here. And this is kind of tidying up a little bit. You can see that the highs, the amplitude of the rotations in this range is getting smaller, which means more violent explosions to come in the future. And I want to show you, bam, bam, bam. There you go. Yeah. So from low to high, this is your golden pocket lining up with a yearly level perfectly. So that's an area where if you're in a short trade, in other words, the inverse would be a EURUSD long, then this is a fantastic take profit area, right? Because it can bounce just like it's doing. Of course, it can go lower to even juicier stuff that I like very much, but it can also turn around here. That's why I take profits, okay? So what about this week? Well, if this is the nice support pivot now, then we would look at the other side, right? That was the initial one, the big move that rejected already off of here, weekly level. That's very nice. But I think I have a local one. Yeah, there you go, local res. So this would be the more local view from this high specifically to that low, Fibonacci retracement. Daily level, golden pocket, bam, that's very nice. So yes, it has started the week by moving down a little bit, but you know, we just started. And yeah, that open looks like crap. So very, very likely that this is going to be revisited. And if it gains a nice impulse higher, well then that would be your next area of resistance around 103. Yeah, 103 is good. around here. 103 up to 104. But this would be the fresh one, yeah? Just a daily level, but still. Yeah, yep. That's nice. So that's what seems to be in store. The inverse pair looks like this. That's the EURUSD, right? There's your yearly level as a reference point. Look at that, yeah? Touches the yearly and all of this move. Look at that. That was beautiful. Rejects off of old stuff here. Yeah, double weekly level whammy. Moves back down to where? You can guess while I'm looking for the folder. Golden pocket. Boom. Yeah, golden pocket. Now there's a weekly level of support there as well. A fresh one. Yeah, that was not backtested a couple of weeks ago. So that's the support that it found. Of course, it could have gone lower. Same thing as for the US dollar, just the other way around. And now it's where it starts getting interesting because we have a fresh weekly level of resistance, right? So we can look at the other side like this, just like that. Yeah, from high to low. 786. That's nice. And let me see if I have it in here. That fixed range should be in here. Yeah, there you go. So if you look at this as just a pure range for the year, pretty much. Yeah, this is including December of last year. So we're going for 7 months of data here. That's your value area high. It's currently being backtested as resistance. So we could expect this to have another range rotation to the downside, right? Just from a range perspective. Unless price can get back above here and on you go. Yeah, but so far now we've created a weekly level of resistance. So this moving down would fit the theory of the US dollar moving up at least up to here, right? So that seems to be the idea for now on these pairs. Yeah, I have another idea for that, but we'll see about that. Possible Gartley, we'll see. Yeah. We'll keep you updated on Discord. So that's that. That would be the Forex side. Once again, also waiting for the New York session for things to pick up a little bit. I'm not, I like to start the week, you know, more slowly, you know, maybe take a trade on Monday, maybe not, just to kind of get warmed up again, you know, and yeah, and see how things develop. So Ethereum, to wrap up the stream, this is on the monthly time frame as well. I'm showing you the pivot here from June 2021, just like we did on Bitcoin, right? Same thing. And Ethereum has been looking a bit better. Yeah, it's been above that pivot longer for the past couple months already, or actually since going through in March. Has moved down again, of course, also with Bitcoin. But yeah, basically all of this that was resistance for months and months and months has now been perfectly backtested as support. So this one is actually screaming even more. I'm up here. 1 candle, 2, 3. This could be the 4th monthly candle closing up here. So this one is actually screaming even more. I'm ready to go. Yeah. Of course, we can use the local levels to see if that's actually true, or if there's more selling actually appearing and completely blocking all the buying, then you're just not going to happen. But same theory. Yeah, that's your next monthly level up to here. And the highest one up to here. Well, that's really, really high. And this is what it looked like on the weekly time frame. Yeah, we have a new weekly level of support down here. That's quite nice. And let me see where I have the, there you go. Wait, let me show you the weekly. Let me show you with just one line of the chart. I think that's more powerful. This one. Yeah, that's the weekly level. That unlike Bitcoin, yeah, this weekly level was not flipped to support, or is not being flipped to support. Yeah, Ethereum has actually closed below it, so you could think exactly the opposite. Yeah, we backtest the area or revisit the area and then move down again. So this is actually a more bearish statement. Okay, monthly is okay, big move down, but we're back above the monthly open. Not super spectacular on the upper side. So this one is more undecisive because it's very close to where it started. But this is a more bearish statement, yeah? So now you have Bitcoin and Ethereum making different statements, interestingly enough. So this is a weekly level that you want to leave behind and just move past if you're expecting more bullish upside. So since we don't know if that happens or not, if you are in long positions, well, at least for me, this is a very nice take profit area. No financial advice. Do whatever you want. It's your capital. So we're only here to teach technical analysis, and what you do is up to you. Locally, we can already see on the daily time frame that it's also very interesting. Look at that. 1, 2, this one almost. So already three attempts on this level, and it's still holding and holding and holding. 2 daily levels of support created and backtested as such. 2 daily levels of resistance, yeah, also created. So it's a very, very compact block of price action in here, yeah. And of course, the more you stay compressed like this, the more violent the explosion afterwards can be, yeah. What would be more bullish? Well, these candles closing above the weekly level and moving higher, yeah. That would be a more bullish thing. So bearish, no, because it's still up here and holding very well, right? From this perspective. Yeah, and we can go down to the 15-minute and do exactly the same. Let's see if that's fixed range is the big one. No, this is the very big one, right? Yeah, it's a very big one. Okay, then I guess I'll show you that as well. Let's go to the daily, so it's a bit cleaner to see. So golden pocket is actually a bit higher, yeah? So it would actually need to take all of these highs again to visit the golden pocket. This daily level up here, 786, 71, George Special. And if we look at only a fixed range pull from this range since the 18th of March to now, look at that. Value area high, perfect resistance as well, right? So this is definitely the area to beat. For any significant upside, yeah? There's no point in thinking about ridiculous prices for this if it cannot get past this. Yeah, that's the gatekeeper right now as it stands. Unless you start closing high time frame candles above this, not just 15 minutes, but days, daily candles, weekly candles, and then a month is coming up as well, then it's going to be a problem, right? So just a wick to the upside and coming back down, that's not good. It's not enough. You need to stay up there, yeah? So that's the view on Ethereum for now. That's the view on Ethereum for now. So it's a bit of a conflicting statement in a sense, because this is a fantastic resistance. And Bitcoin is actually working on it from the other side. So actually trying to flip it to support, right? So this one needs to catch up, or the other one's needs to catch down, so to speak. I hope that makes sense. So bias for this from a range perspective, you would say, all right, we're at the top of the range, go back to the bottom of the range. Yeah. However, yeah. We shall see. Let's just say I'm not quite convinced for a swing trade. I think I'd rather miss this one than well, you know what? I'm just gonna day trade it. That's it. Just day trade it. Instead of always looking for that one trade that's just gonna kill you every time. Just trade what you have in front of you, and that's more than enough to keep the consistent returns coming. Jeez, man. So you can have your high time frame level as an orientation. Okay, that's that big fat weekly, so you don't get lost in the forest of the low time frames. And there you go. Look at that. There you go. That little range going on right here to trade. Yeah, top of the range, bottom of the range, top of the range, bottom of the range. That's it. Yeah. Run the lows, run the highs. Oh, there's probably quite a few stop losses here. Oh my. Well. That's not gonna stand like that, is it? Maybe, but that was similar here when we were around here last Friday, exactly. Yeah, stop losses here, stop losses here, stop losses here, stop losses here, and now, oh yeah, that was the Friday stream. That's it. Oh my goodness, that's exactly it, isn't it? I deleted the drawings already. Yeah, move to the upside. This actually looked quite impulsive, so it's a bit super aggressive to find a short here, but there was a local one there. It's just that, I'm disconnecting for the weekend, so I don't really care anymore. But it ended up taking all this liquidity up here. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. Yeah, all of these stop losses. Beep, 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 beep. And reverses the range again. Okay. So always be aware of where most of the stop losses will be. And as it stands now, it's gonna be here, here, and of course above the highs. And here they're extremely close to each other. Oof, man. It'd be a shame not to revisit that, huh? I mean, it's not that far away, right? And it doesn't have to be bearish at all. Not at all. You just go down here. All these stop losses are triggered, right? Then shorts open because it's breaking down, but price gets stuck and starts going the other way. And all of the shorts here start getting squeezed, and you just rotate to the high again. Yeah. Same thing over and over. All the markets work like this. Same thing over and over and over. Okay. It's actually a pretty cool idea for now. Let's see. Let's see if we get something like that. All right. I think that was it. Victor's cooking in the kitchen. Yeah, that's the beauty of the clean chart, especially on Mondays, that you just start playing around with different ideas. And at some point you just click and say, I like that. That's what I'm going to go for. But try to pick, maybe as a takeaway message, no matter what you're charting, always try to pick of all your levels. Yeah. Try to pick one for that day or maybe for that week. One that is especially interesting for you. Yeah. One that you definitely want to keep on the chart and turn everything else off. And it'll allow you to see other things better. Okay. All right. Let's see if you guys have any questions. Solid turnout. Hi, Sam. So Paul, you're keeping busy on the chat. That's very nice. Could we turn on the lights? Patience is key. Yes, patience is key. Yeah. You really do spend a lot of time waiting. Yeah. Because I'm not going to take a trade in the middle of nowhere, either at the top or at the bottom of the range, for example. That's where my probabilities start getting better. But at the point of control, or let's say VWAP, that's where you realize gains, basically, or where I do it. You do whatever you want. Good morning, swing failure pattern. Yeah. Yes, drop us a like if you like what you're seeing. A swing failure pattern. Well, the short explanation would be price trying to go beyond a certain high or low, failing to do so, and pulling back and reversing the entire move of the range. Yeah. So for example, let me see. That would be, where's that yearly high? So a higher time frame one would be something like this. Yeah. Well, not exactly. This is a bit of a slow one. It's more of a failed auction, but basically a pivot that you have or something you've determined on the chart to be a very important level that if claimed very nice for upside or if lost downside in this case. So going above it and then not enough buying interest up here, and price reverses and goes back to wherever there's buying interest. That's just the way it is. Yeah, it's always selling versus buying. Stronger side, the stronger side wins. Yeah. So for local ranges, that's what you see happen very, very often. That you see lower pivots. For example, here. Yeah, these are the lows, the standing lows. There and there and there. And price goes beyond them and turns around the other way. Yeah, that would be a swing failure pattern. Well, that's the short explanation. But yeah, if you have more questions, just come on Discord and we have more. It's in the link, in the description. Sorry, link is in the description. All right. Sam is asking. So that was hasta la vista. No, Awandi asked that. Sam, hi Victor, can you explain how you choose volume profile? It would be a great little lesson if you explain on stream. Yeah. Well, it has to do with how you want to set up your ranges, right? It does come with practice and time. But basically you're looking for you can think of it as like a parallel channel, but with volume. Yeah. You're looking for a section of the chart where price seems to be stabilizing or where there's a certain balance between buyers and sellers. And at the top, the buyers disappear and at the bottom, the sellers disappear. So price just keeps bouncing between that. Yeah, that's kind of what you're looking for. That would be the short answer. But we have a nice module on the fixed range as well and how to find these things. We have that available too if you want to check that out. All right. So I did the announcement. That's good. Great TA. Thank you. Stay tuned stay tuned on Discord. We're going to keep you updated on that giveaway for Bybit. Clean charts, clean setups, clean TPs. Clean take profits, you mean, right? Yeah. I think the most important thing you can do is keep your chart as clean as possible because that will keep your ideas clean. All right. Okay. Thanks for preparing for that coming window. Yeah. That's it. I hope this helps you. Thank you for that comment. That helps me wrap it up too. I hope you enjoyed the stream today and that it was helpful for you to plan the week ahead and to get yourself sorted for whatever might come and be prepared. Yeah, be prepared for all options. That's very important. Not just be like, okay, I'm looking at this and that's it. No, look at the different options and always have your levels or your areas where you say, okay, if this, then I can take that position. If that, then that position. And if it's uncertain, then I do nothing. Very important. Then I do nothing. Yeah. Protect your capital is number one. Okay. That's your number one rule. Okay. We're going to keep you updated of Discord. On Discord, of course, this week we have daily updates as well. And we're just going to see how everything develops and whether Bitcoin, for example, can flip this area to support or not convincingly. We're going to keep, or I'm going to keep track of this one definitely. And what the bigger markets are doing. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a fun week. So I'll see you on Discord. Have a fantastic week. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Bye-bye. Tschüss.